The moon vanishes. Now, no flash, no bang, just a sudden, empty void where a trillion tons of rock used to be. The night sky turns pitch black, astronomers blink, tides stop mid-roll, the world is confused. The solar system just lost its favorite nightlight. Ocean water stays put. The lunar gravity that once tugged the seas is gone. High tide becomes a memory. Low tide becomes permanent. Coastal ecosystems collapse in hours. Fish find themselves stranded in miles of dry mud. Crabs panic. The rhythm of the planet is broken. It is a quiet disaster. No one screams because the primary symptom is just a very dark evening and a lot of dead shellfish. The moon acted as a gravitational anchor. It kept Earth's axis stable. Without this stabilizer, the planet begins to wobble. Imagine a spinning top losing its balance. The North Pole starts drifting. It does not happen instantly. It is a slow, grinding shift, but the consequences are absolute. Seasonal boundaries dissolve. The equator drifts toward the poles. Arctic circles migrate to the tropics. Canada becomes a sauna. The Sahara becomes a glacier. Weather patterns enter a state of total anarchy. Hurricanes spawn in the middle of the desert. Snow falls on the beaches of Thailand. The climate is no longer a system. It is a random number generator with a grudge. People try to fix it. Governments hold emergency summits. Scientists suggest building a giant magnet. Someone proposes launching a very large mirror into space. Most people just complain that the nights are too dark for stargazing. The bureaucracy is slow. The wobble is not. Tidal friction slowed Earth's rotation for billions of years. The moon was a cosmic brake pedal. With the brake gone, the planet's rotation stabilizes at a strange new speed. Centrifugal forces shift. The bulge at the equator flattens slightly. The crust groans under the pressure. Massive earthquakes ripple through the tectonic plates. Cities slide a few inches to the left. Mountains shift. The atmosphere struggles to keep up. Wind speeds accelerate to supersonic levels. These are not normal storms. These are global wind tunnels. Every building not bolted to the bedrock is simply erased. Forests are stripped bare. The soil is scoured from the land. It is a very windy Tuesday. The air becomes a sandpaper of dust and debris. Breathing is now a luxury. Survival requires a very sturdy bunker and a lot of patience. Biological clocks shatter. Millions of species rely on lunar cycles for mating and migration. Sea turtles lose their way to the ocean. They wander inland and die in parking lots. Owls go blind in the absolute darkness. Predators starve, prey overpopulate, then the predators evolve or disappear. The food chain becomes a circle of confusion. Meanwhile, the orbital tilt reaches a critical angle. The planet is now lying on its side. One hemisphere faces the sun for 6 months. The other freezes in a permanent midnight. The oceans boil on the day side. They freeze solid on the night side. A thin strip of habitable land remains at the twilight border. This sliver of land is the only place left to live. It is crowded. The rent is astronomical. The weather is a constant screaming gale. People spend their lives walking in a circle just to stay in the Goldilocks zone. Life persists. But it is mostly just very tired and very cold. The atmospheric instability reaches a breaking point. The extreme temperature difference between the boiling day side and the frozen night side creates a global pressure engine. The air doesn't just blow, it screams. Supersonic jets of oxygen blast across the surface. The friction heats the air to incandescent plasma. The surface of the Earth begins to glow. Volcanism spikes as the shifting axis puts immense pressure on the mantle. Supervolcanoes erupt in unison. The sky turns a bruised purple. Ash blocks out the sun. The global wind tunnels are now carrying molten rock. Cities are not just erased, they are melted. The oceans are gone, some evaporated into space. Some are locked in ice caps the size of continents. The Earth is no longer a blue marble. It is a charred, wobbling potato. There is no one left to check the weather app. The remaining life forms are extremophile bacteria living in the cracks of a dying world. They do not miss the moon. They are too busy trying not to be incinerated by a stray bolt of atmospheric lightning. It is a very loud, very hot, very dead rock. After a few million years, the Earth finally settles into a new erratic orbit. It is a lonely, scarred wasteland. No tides, no seasons, just a slow, spinning dance of death in the void. The loss of a single satellite turned a paradise into a cosmic charcoal briquette. It turns out the moon was the only thing keeping the planet from having a complete nervous breakdown. The physics are uncompromising. The gravity is gone. The party is over. In the end, the most significant casualty is the lunar real estate market. All deposits for future moon bases are officially non-refundable. The legal battle between the settlers and the insurance companies lasts for eternity, or it would if there were still lawyers. Your planet is gone, your lease is void. Subscribe to the What If Club to see what happens when the sun turns into a giant disco ball.